publish. Yes, publish. Hey, y'all. Sorry, trying to organize myself. I had to move everything downstairs to do my live in the group on Thursday because my nephew came. And then I had to move everything back up. So it's kind of a hot mess around here. But I'm sorry I didn't go live for many days. I sort of hurt my back. Okay. So I've been like redoing and straightening out our garage. And as you can tell, I'm like a hot, sweaty mess. But it's going really well. I'm almost done. I'm like so close. So I pulled my back. And then I couldn't do anything because my back was killing me. All right. Let's see. Bow maker. We're going to use Mr. Bow Dabber. Okay. I swore I brought my bow maker up from downstairs. And I don't know what I did with it. Oh, I don't know what I did with it. But it's okay. To me, these are all the same. All the bow makers are the same. So I got these from Stephanie. You know, Festive Creations by Stephanie. So I thought we would use these. They're so cute. It's a little set. It's got a gingerbread man. It's got little candy canes. Look at the red glitter. And then green, red, and white. Oh, and then this one. I grabbed this one off my shelf. This one off my shelf. Just a plain red. I have a plain red. And I got this cute one that says Merry Christmas. It has little trees on it. And okay. Do y'all have Aldi's? I got these from Aldi's. They had red and they had green. So I thought it would be fun to do something with that. Let's get our other bow maker out too. I can't believe I left my bow maker downstairs. Actually, I can. Okay. I had been working on that garage and working on that garage and working on that garage. And I just pulled my back out. So that's why I did not go live and do the tree. I still have not done the tree. My back finally felt better today. So I started getting back out in the garage so I could finish it up. No, my nephew came and they stayed 5 days. 5 days. So, needless to say, I didn't have access to my space. Alright. We're going to do, let's do the bow dabber first. Okay, so first thing I want to show you. One of my favorite bows for Christmas time is to do these nice, really thin velvet bows. And I think these are really nice. So these are super nice. And they're fabric ribbon. Oh, they have little instructions on the back. How cute. But we're not going to use that. We're going to do our own thing. So this is 1.5 inch. Is it 1.5 inch? Yes. And it has 75 feet in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a really nice bow with this. These are perfect for like grapevines. And we're going to do some super simple, oh no. Yes. I have done that, Lily. It's terrible. We're going to to do some super simple grapevines because it's always great to have just some really simple things to do. So these are the perfect bow for that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is measure out our tail. So we're going to measure it out to 28 inches. And so we're going to start it off by putting it right down in the center of the Bodabra. Okay, so you're putting it down sideways like this. Then you're going to twist one side down. You're not really twisting it. Well, I guess you are kind of twisting it down and twisting this up. Now, the Bodabra does not have a measurement on it, but we're going to do, let's say, 7 inches. Okay. So each time we come back to the center, we're going to twist it on the side where the loop is going to start. So we didn't twist it on this side, we twisted it on this side. I can pull these up to make sure they match. And then I'm just going to measure each one to this same one. When I do a bow with just one ribbon, I like to do an odd number. So usually I'll do 7, 9, or 11 loops. Okay. So this is 2. Okay, and then three. So this would be 6 loops here. No, this is just a regular bow. This is what I would call like a holiday bow. I don't know that it really has a name. To me, it's the holiday bow. Okay. You see how the ribbon is starting to turn like that? It's because the ribbon is coming off the spool like this. If you can make it so that your ribbon comes off the spool straight, you're not going to get this. So one thing you can do is put it on your mesh holder, and then it will keep the ribbon from doing that twisting, because it's about how it's coming off of that roll. Okay. All right, so that is 7. No, that's 8 loops. Okay. So let's do, there's 9 loops. See how it twists up like that? That's because of how it came off of that roll. So make sure you're keeping that straight so it won't do that. Okay. 10. This will be 11. So that's where we'll stop. So on the last loop, okay, you're going to put it down, but you're not going to twist on this side because you're just going to bring it out and trim it off. Okay. Bring out, trim off. Okay. Now with the Bodabra, you can put the wire underneath here. It even comes with wire, but I prefer zip ties. So I'm just going to do just like I normally do. I'm just going to get it started on one side. Pull it out. I can see my indention. So I'm going to hold and push it over into the indention. And I'm going to make sure that it's going to stay right where I want it to. But one thing you're going to notice is that both of our tails are on one side. It's not going to matter once you get it onto a project or you're hanging it, you're not really going to notice. Okay. Now we're going to take our little pipe cleaner, go to the back, put a little pipe cleaner in. I'm going to recheck, make sure everything's still in that indentation, then I'm going to tighten it. Okay, this velvet, it's very easy to see the tie when you're doing velvet. So what you want to do, take a piece, about, what is this, like 5-6 inches? That's actually 7 inches. Now you can either cut it or you can fold it. So you can fold it like that. If you're making several, cut it, because then you'll be able to use it on several pieces. If you're not, then just fold it. And all you're going to do is tie it in the back. And it's going to cover up that zip tie. Me, I'm excited. I'm excited for Halloween. Mom's already started taking Halloween down. She's sick of it. Okay. Now, we're going to pull our tails out front. Have any of y'all worked with velvet? We're going to pull our loops apart just like we do with our normal bows. Okay. Let's see, do I have a, like that? And then we're going to fluff it. So same way, we always fluff it. Just get it broken away from that center so you can get a full fluff on it. I like this because the thinner ribbon is a little bit more airy. There we go. I can grab a grapevine so I can show you what I mean. Okay. See how pretty that is? Look how full that is. Okay. Now, clip that off. Let me grab a grapevine so I can show you. I put my little stick over here. Is it back over there? Oh, it's back over there. Hold on. Don't worry, it just knocked on the table. It didn't hurt anything. It was just loud. Okay. So then when you tie it onto a grapevine, it is 1.5 inch ribbon. Look how nice and full and fluffy this is. Then you can take your tails, okay, and you can kind of pull them out. Pinch them like this, and then have them cascade down. You can do the other side kind of the same way, like that. I'm just kind of shoving it in there so I can show you, but look how pretty. See how that's pretty? Now look at this. So every year when they put these garlands on sale, right? So this is a 72 inch garland, it has berries and fillers and stuff in it. You can just put it right in your wreath, and that fast, you've got yourself a Christmas wreath. You can zip tie it on, or you can come to the back, see where to cut it, and cut it off and put it in pieces. So that's one of the super simple ones we're going to do, but isn't that pretty? Okay, let's do another one. Okay, so we're going to do a tree topper bow, but we're going to do a two-part tree topper bow. There's two different ways to do tree topper bows. Okay, I'm going to use the M's just because I want to be able to measure, since I can't seem to figure out where I put my bow maker. I swore I brought it up, but I don't see it. Alright, so when I do a tree topper where I'm going to put it so that there's two bows, one on each side, I generally have 4-inch ribbon in the back of it. This is more like what I do if I have patterned ribbon. If somebody wants a tree topper bow and they want patterned ribbon, this is generally how I do it. Okay, so we're going to do about a 20-inch tail. I'm just going to put it in the middle because it's just easier for me. Okay, I twist it so that this side is up. See how the ugly side is up? Okay. We're going to go out to about 8 inches. Okay. I'm going to do 2 loops of this. So generally whatever I'm putting in the back, I usually do about 2 loops. Okay. Each time I'm twisting it, and I'm using these marks to tell where I need to put my loop. If you need to, you can flatten them. It's not going to hurt it. And I will say again, all the bow makers are the same. It's just kind of what you prefer, but they're all pretty much the same. You just need a couple of pegs and something to measure it. That's pretty much what the purpose of the bow makers are for. Okay, so trim it off. Okay, so we did 2 loops at 8 inches. When you do your bow for a tree topper this way, the important thing is that you want to do both sides exactly the same. It's going to look a lot better on the tree if they're the same. So we could do gingerbread. We could do this Christmas tree. I think we'll do gingerbread. It looks so cute. Actually, let me see. Look, this has the little polka dots on it. Let's do this. So we'll do the same measurement, so like 20 inches. Okay, twist in the middle. This is a patterned one, so we're going to have to turn it. Okay, we're going to go to 7 inches. So you can move your loop, hover over the 7. Okay. Right. This is, yeah, that's good. Okay. I'm going to do three of these. And we will twist the ribbon at the end. These little suckers are coming loose. Okay. I will say this is not my favorite bow maker. But everyone's different. Okay. Alright, so we got to pick one side to correct. I think we'll pick this side. So I'm just going to lift them up and twist them. The whole loop, lift and twist, and then all the words will be the same. Lift and twist. There we go. Okay. These also make great bows for swags. They make great bows for stairs. Any of those. Okay, I want to do this next. That is so pretty. We decorated, but it's already up. Well, except what's outside. Like what's on the porch is still up. Okay. All right. So again, with the 20-inch, we're just going to match the size of our little trees. Okay. There we go. So 2 of those. So you can see I'm doing the exact same thing every single time. I'm just changing out ribbons, but I'm doing it the same. So we did 2, 3, 2, and we're going to do 1. I want to do these little candy canes. It did fly by this month. It's crazy. Okay. There we go. There. There. So when I make tree topper bows, generally what I do is I will make the bow, and then if they want extra ribbon for their tree, then I just have a price per yard of what they can put on their tree. I want to put a little bit of this in it. Okay. So we're going to do 1 loop of this. Let's do, we're going to do a little bit smaller, maybe 6 inches. About like that. Okay, trim that off. All right. Okay, so we're going to take our zip tie, run it under one side. Get it started. Pull it out. We're going to put this one away. Okay, there's our indention. So just hold, slide it around. All right, now, for these, I do use pipe cleaners as well, but generally, I'm going to put a pipe cleaner on either side. It's better if you have longer pipe cleaners. Let's see. Oh, here they are. So Deco Exchange does have, whoops, the super long pipe cleaners. You can take two and put them together, but I do like to have longer pipe cleaners because it's just going to make it easier for someone to put on their tree. Okay, so I'm going to make sure it's in my indention, recheck and check, then tighten. Okay, now we'll fluff. When you're fluffing, make sure you don't accidentally untwist your loops that you corrected the wording on, because it is easy to do. So when you're fluffing it, just be careful that you're not retwisting it, because you can do it. Okay, so as you can see, I like to pull mine out first, and then I will do fluff. So really, when you're fluffing, you're getting all of the little pieces that are stuck in. See how they're kind of stuck in there like that? When you twist it back and forth, it loosens it so that you can open that up. That's what I'm talking about when I say break it loose. That's what I mean. See how this one is kind of tucked inside? So I want that out, because it's not going to be nice and fluffy unless it's out. Okay, there we go. Got all our tails in the front. And remember to go one side and then the other. Don't try to do back and forth. You pull too hard. Maybe your zip tie isn't tight enough. Do you have trouble getting your zip tie tight? Try getting one of the zip tie guns and see if you can get them tight enough to keep it from doing that. Okay, now let's take this off. And we're going to cover that center, because when you're doing these, especially when you have a nice big bow, a lot of times it will show. So you can pick whichever ribbon you want. I'll just cut a piece of this, and then I'm going to cut it in half because I know I'm going to do a second bow. Okay. So now I just fold it over, tie it around. It's just going to give it a nice finished look, whether it's for you or for someone else. Oh, Holiday Bazaar, fun. There we go. Okay. All right, so we did this one on the M's. What is hers called? M's Bow and Go. We did this one on the M's Bow and Go. We're going to do the other one on the Bodabra, because I want you to see that it doesn't matter which one you use, they're all the same. I'm going to curl it up. I like to use my thumbs, but you can use a dowel. You can use anything that's round. This zip tie is it 12 inches? Yeah, these are 12-inch zip ties. I'm only going to do this to the smaller ribbons, not to the longer ones. I mean the thicker ones. So the 1.5 inch, the 5/8, I'll do it. But for the others, I won't, because I want some to cascade down to give that look, and then some to curl to give that look. There we go. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? All right, we're going to do a second one with this guy. All right, so we started with this. we did 20 inches on the tail. Okay, 20-inch tail. And I want to do 8-inch loops. So what I'm going to do is put this center piece right on the 8-inch on my table. And then what I can do is this side, I'm going to go out to the 16. Okay. There. A little bit too long. There we go. Okay, and this to the 1. Okay, or 0. It's really 0. Okay. If I'm not sure they match, I can pull them up and check them. Okay, and then I'm going to do a second one, just using the first one to measure. There. Each time I'm coming back to the center and I'm twisting on the side where the loop is going to go. This one, we have 2 loops, so I'm not going to twist this because we're just going to pull it out and trim it off. Okay. Okay. There we go. These also make great mailbox bows. We're going to do mailbox flag too. Oh, it's down here. Okay, so then we're going to do this one. Okay. The great thing is we can use this to measure out the length of our tail. And then we're just going to go slightly shorter, about 1 inch. So there we go. About 1 inch on this side. And I can pull them up. Yep, they're good. We're doing 3. So I'm just going to go each time to the one before. Just keep it at that length. There. Each time I get to the center, I am twisting on my left side. I'm right-handed, I'm twisting on my left side. If you were left-handed, you would twist on your right side. So 3 loops. There we go. Pull it out. Trim it off. I'm not changing this tree. If you want the tree to be going exactly correct, you need to cut it off and flip the ribbon. Okay. Okay, so we're going to flip this side. So flip. Flip, I'm flipping the whole loop. So you'll know you're doing it right if everything starts going in the other direction. So pick it up, flip it over. So you can see how they're all going in the same direction now. Okay, then we're going to do 2 of this. Okay, so same thing. I'm just using this loop to measure. There we go. I'm twisting in the center, but on the left side. Okay, so pull across. Then I'm twisting on the right side. So you're just doing opposites. Did I say you twist on the left side each time? Sorry, that is not right. You twist on each side, depending on which way you're going. Whichever side is going to be making the loop, that's the side you twist on. Okay. Hello, Bella. What is it? I see you. Okay. Now let's do our little candy cane. This is so cute. Thank you. This is so cute. She had a whole Christmas bow set. And they're all like full rolls. Okay. Bring it out, trim it off. Okay. Then we're going to do this one. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit smaller. Oh yes, her candy colored condo. Alright. So we take our zip tie, run it under one side. Get it started. They're from Festive Creations by Stephanie. They're from Stephanie's shop. They're really pretty, aren't they? Okay, so there's the indention. So we're going to hold it, slide it around, get it started. You want to check both sides and make sure that that zip ties in the indention. That's going to be what keeps your loop straight. Then we'll use our pipe cleaner, run under there, pull it tight. Okay, so what do we do with the other half of that ribbon? I probably dropped it on the floor. I did! Okay, so this is one of the ribbons we cut in half. I was going to fold it over and tie it around to cover our tie. It is so nice to listen to waves. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to pull our loops apart. Spread them out. And then we'll fluff. And then we'll look at them so you can see it doesn't matter which bow maker you use. They're the same. It's really just what you're comfortable with and what your budget is. That's the determining factors for bow makers. Okay. I do too. She has great stuff. Okay. So, Fluff, get all of those little stuck pieces broken out. Okay, make sure to do one side completely and then the other. Okay. There we go. All right, now let's do a couple of these tails. There. Yeah. I have all of them too, but I do have my preferences. The Easy Bow Maker is my favorite. It has measurements on it. It's light. It's just a really good bow maker. And the price is right, so. Okay. This one is on the Bodabra. This one is on the M's. So you can see they're exactly the same. So, if you are doing this for a tree topper, you put them on each side of the tree like this, and then it becomes a round. So this is tied on the sides, not on the top. And then if you want, what you can do, so I'm just going to use this as an example, but get whatever picks you like, okay, in a bunch, and then you're just going to kind of spread them out, and you would put them in between, so you could tie them onto one, and then when you put them on the tree, this would be the part that comes over the top. So just like we did when we decorated that tree, right, we put the all the picks at the top. So if you were like making these to sell, you could go ahead and attach this and do the two bows. All right, so then let's look at the over the tree topper. So the one that goes on top, so like totally on top, because that one is different than the others. Okay. The measurements that I use on this depends on the size of the tree, but generally speaking, I do 8 inches. So for this, I generally do a yard for the tail. I know, aren't those pretty? Okay. And the reason I do that is because it's at the top of the tree, so it's going to need to drape down. So 1 yard. Put it in the middle. We're going to twist. Okay, let's get to our 8 here. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this on our thingy up here, so I don't get my ribbons all mixed up. It would, so pretty. Little fairy lights in that red. It would be pretty. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put this on here. There we go. So we want 8 inch. This is my formula for the tree topper bow. Okay, so 8 inches. I just have to measure that first one. And then I'm not going to have to measure it again for a few minutes. So we start with 8 inches. I do 5 loops on each side. 5 and 5. Okay. So each time, right into the center, twist it on the side opposite the loop you just made. So the loop you're going to make. We're going to do that 5 times. Which one what? Bow maker? Hold on. There we go. There's a new one out at Michael's, I think. I heard about. It's like $19.99, I want to say. Okay. Let's see if we got 4. 4 on this side. All right, so this is our 5th one. I'm just making sure I get it to the length. Okay, 5 on each side. One thing about this bow is you really do want to make sure that your loops are the same or pretty similar. We're going to pull them out like this. So as you can see, what happens is when you pull these out, see how it kind of rounds? It makes a circle. So we have 5. Now we're going to do 4. Okay. But we're going to go a little bit shorter. So about 1/2 inch or so. So if I check this, this is about 7.5 inches. Okay. So 7.5, 7.5. I'm just kind of eyeballing where it is. And then I'm just going to go to the same length 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. Okay, so then I'm going to spread it out before I go on to the next layer. So you see how this is, so if you think about it, kind of like a fan. You're starting off, you're fanning it out, and then you're coming in a little bit and you're fanning in between that. You come in a little bit, you fan in between that. You come in a little bit, you fan in between that. Okay. One thing, when you do this bow, you want to be careful not to get interrupted because you're going to get lost. All right, so once again, we're going to come down a little bit. Hey, Susan. Okay, so about 1/2 inch. Okay. Let's see if these match. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 2. And 3. There we go. So the way I created this bow to make it super simple is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You would get lost. You wouldn't get lost as long as you do. That's one of the reasons why I go down a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier when you are fluffing it if you kind of vary the lengths, right? So again, with the shorter. And you could go a full inch shorter if it makes it even easier. See, then we're just doing 2 here. 2. There we go. Okay. And then 1, again, shorter. Shorter. And then 1 loop in the center. So you just do 1 loop like that. Okay. Before I pull that out, I'm going to go ahead and get my zip tie on. Alright, so I want to make sure I get all the way underneath everything. Get that zip tie started. Alright, now everything is secure and I can measure out the yard. Okay. There we go. Which wig? What wig did she wear? Alright, pull it out. So y'all can see this is a very large bow and we made it on the Bow Dabra. So don't stress about what bow maker you have. Alright, there's our indention. Both sides. Okay, we're gonna hold it, slip it around, and then as I'm tightening it, I'm going to be checking that indention because this is really thick. So check that indention, both sides. Good. This one, we won't have to cover because we did that center loop. You want one tail on one side and one tail on the other. So if you think about it, being on a tree, when you set it down, you want one tail here, one tail there. Tighten it as tight as you can. Oh, Madonna. Yeah, that was the best costume. All right, so here's our center one. See, so when we flip that up, it's going to cover anything in our mechanics. So remember, always start at the bottom, right? So we should have 5 loops at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2. There, 1. And the way I keep them straight is I'm looking what the length is so that I can see, okay, each time I went up, that makes it easier for me to fluff it out. So that's a big part of it. Make sure, it also makes the bow look nicer if you do that. Okay. There we go. And they're going to sit on top of each other like they should, because that's the way we built the bow. See, and I haven't even fluffed it, and it already looks pretty good. All right, now we've got to do the real fluffing. But that's easy. You're just going to go around, working from the bottom. In this instance, you don't have to do one side then the other. You can actually go all the way around, doing all the ones on the bottom, and then go to the next layer. Okay. You can do one side and then the other, whatever works better for you. I usually just go around. And I'm also making sure I'm moving them if they need to make sure my bow stays rounded. There we go. See, look how nice and fluffy that is. So it sits right on the tree, like that, right on the top. And then it kind of cascades over the tree. Isn't that pretty? And when you get it on the tree, it's pretty easy just to kind of pull them all out and make sure they're nice and round. So those are the main tree topper bows that I do. And of course we did the wreath bow. Thank you. See, it's nice and fluffy. Look at that. See, and then you have one tail going on one side and one tail on the other. If I had a tree up here, I'd show you, but I don't have a tree up here. Party. Awesome. Okay, I don't know what I did with my little thing. Oh, here it is. Okay, okay. All right. I'm gonna get the 2 bows. So these 2 go on opposite sides. So you do end up having a rounded bow, but they're just 2 of the same bow. You can also do just 1 bow with the stuff up. And then this one is the flat top. Probably more of the traditional. And I have people that want this one. And I have people that want this one. It is just red canvas ribbon. This is by far the most popular for me. Just the red canvas or the red velvet. So either one, it depends on the person, but a lot really still like just red. But they like the younger tend to like the red canvas, and the more traditional people tend to like the red velvet. But if you have an Aldi's, go check out their ribbon, because they had that. I can't remember how much it was. I want to say it was like, let me see if it says. I want to say it was like $7 or $8. It's really pretty. Okay. Yeah, can you see? Just red canvas. So you can see the difference between the red canvas and the red velvet. See how that velvet's really thick? And then the canvas is just much thinner. Awesome! All right, well, I hope y'all like that. Somebody had requested tree topper bows. So, that's why we were doing that tonight. Tomorrow night, we're going to do one of our sign of ribbon sets. I don't know which one yet. Maybe the, we could either do the black and gold or the blue and gold. Aldi's. It's from Aldi's. The Aldi's grocery store. They always have like this whole home section, so. I think that's funny, but they do. They have some cool stuff there sometimes. Awesome. All right. I'm going to go sit my tail down because I wore myself out today. Yeah, you know what? I saw that Walmart has a big selection of ribbons this year too. I think they had like a whole section of Grinch, and they have some 4-inch velvet with like gold on it that's really pretty this year. So I would check there too. All right. No, we're going to do it on Friday. We're going to do it on Friday. I pulled my back out on Friday. And so the day I was planning to do the tree kind of got thrown out the window because my back hurt for days. Didn't it, honey? Thank you, baby. Yep. Yeah. You just brought it in. That's funny. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we'll do a wreath. And then I have some great video ideas. So I'm going to do a few videos and try to catch up on some of the days I've missed. And I have been working on a second setup in my garage so that if my nephew and his girlfriend come, I can go down there and stream from there. So we have a backup plan now. All right, y'all have a great night. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 8, okay? Oh, no, wait. It'll be earlier because tomorrow's Thursday. So it'll probably be like, I don't know, Z and I have to talk about it. Maybe like 5 o'clock? Yeah. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a good one.